schools are planning on reopening in about 7 to 8 weeks. And they have this crazy idea that they're going to be doing half virtual, half live classes. Great idea, guys. How's that going to work? Especially for those single mom and dads out there. Sweetie, on Thursdays and Fridays, you won't be going to school. And mommy and daddy, we both have to go to work. So you're gonna have to stay home all by yourself. And on Mondays and Tuesdays, you go to school and you'll be taken care of throughout the day. Yes, I understand school is not really a babysitting service, but it is. It is. Because how many parents aren't happy every time school starts? Yes, I get to send my kid away. Yes, because they're babysitting your kids. They're learning, but they're also babysitting their kids. All right. Now, that's the crazy idea. Half live, half virtual. Here's another idea that I've come up with. I've spoken about this with a lot of parents, and a lot of parents say, you know what, why don't you put it out there and see what happens? Well, here it is. I'm putting it out there, and I'm going to see what happens. The idea is this. For the most part, high schoolers and middle schoolers can take care of themselves. For the most part, right? I'm not saying every middle schooler can go ahead and take care of themselves. But for the most part, most of them can. They can at least make themselves something to eat and wipe their own butt. Can ask of that from a pre-K, kinder, first grade, second grade. So middle schoolers and high schoolers can stay home and do virtual learning because they can stay home alone while parents go out to the workforce. Now you have all these empty middle and high schools. Let's take all the elementary school kids and spread them across all the empty middle and high schools. Here's the idea. You take the 4th and 5th graders and you send them to the high schools that are empty. They're the biggest ones, so they can be accommodated easier with the bigger desks that the high schools have to offer. Middle schools, send all the 2nd and 3rd graders. You can spread them out, spread them across classrooms, okay? It'll be a lot easier to do. And then leave all the pre-K, kinder, and first graders in the elementary schools because everything there is technically smaller and it's adaptable for them, okay? And the classrooms are prettier and it helps them have that sense of childhood. Now, here's a big con. The big con to all this is we do not have enough teachers to cover all these classes. Take a classroom of 30 children. If you have to split them in half to create social distancing, now you're going to need 2 teachers to do the job of what 1 teacher used to do. Our teachers, our schools need more funding. This plan works if there's more funding for, so don't defund the schools, right? We need them. We need our kids to learn. Middle schoolers and high schools, they already learned how to learn. See, that's the caveat right there, right? Because a kindergartner and a pre-K and a first grader, they're really just learning how to learn. Nobody knows how to learn. You're understanding the learning process. By middle school and high school, you know how to do your own work. You know how to look up things or glossaries. You know how to look up in dictionaries. You know how to use Google. You're more adaptable to using the internet. Unlike a lot of the younger kids who go on YouTube and do that stuff, but they're going in that for entertainment. Okay? They're not using it for research. Not all. Some special kind of kids out there who are really smart and committed, because that's what makes us humans so beautiful, right? That we come in so many different shapes, sizes, forms, smartness, creativity, right? That's what makes us special, right? But if these kids, the little guys, it's very hard to keep their attention through a virtual learning. right? So they're not really going to be able to learn the way we need them to learn. They're the future, right? Middle schools and high schools, listen, it's a sacrifice. But at the end of the day, we're all in this together. Either we send all of them back to school, which there's no way of creating social distancing. Can't do it. Too many kids in school. That's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. Kids are going to school. Okay? But have you ever been to a high school, a middle school, an elementary school, and when the bell lets out, it's a sea of kids coming down the hallway? Okay? How do you keep that apart? You're going to stagger the times? You're going to have certain kids coming out earlier? What if you get out, what about if you get out at 5 p.m. but your kids getting out at 12 p.m. because they have to have staggered times? What if they create staggered times and your child now starts school at 11 a.m. instead of 8 a.m.? You're going to send your 4-year-old little girl, hey, sweetie, listen, Tuesdays, I can't drop you off. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to make your own breakfast. You're going to get yourself ready. You're going to walk out the house. You're going to lock the door. Okay? And before you cross the street on your way to school, you're going to look both ways. And don't be late. Right? Don't get distracted by anything. TV, your pet, a little flower. Don't get distracted. You have to make it to school. I can't take you, but you have to make it to school. Does that even make sense? Doesn't make sense. Can't do it. The little guys need to have the school from average. I know many cities and states have different times, but 8:30 to 3 p.m. to dismissal time. Okay? I'm talking about pre-K through 5th grade. Okay? These kids cannot stay home alone. They can't. Okay? It's too dangerous. They cannot take care of themselves. So if they decide to do this half virtual, half live, many parents said that they don't even want to send their kids to school because there's too many kids there. But I believe if we create this option, listen, middle schoolers, I get it. It's not as easy for you to learn virtually. We didn't want coronavirus either. But it's here. And we got it. Okay? I think you guys will fare off the best. Whether you guys go to school with all the kids, you guys have youth on your side. But leave them home. Let them do the virtual schooling. And spread the elementary school kids right across the board. And I'm talking about this is a solution for big cities. You live in a small town USA, you're not going to have too much problems. You probably have 10, 15 kids in a classroom anyway. Big cities like Miami, New York, looking at 30, 35 kids in a classroom. Big cities. Big problems. But we need big solutions. We can't just say, these 2 days you're not going to school. What is that going to do to the marketplace? What is that going to do to the job market? Are you going to leave your kids at home alone if they're in kindergarten? If you're a single parent, now you can't go to work? Now you can't pay your rent? Now you can't pay your mortgage? You can't put food on your table because the school decided that on Thursdays and Fridays your kid ain't going to school. Doesn't make sense. Use some logic, guys. All right? So that's my rant about schools and my crazy idea. Yes, we have a con. We need more teachers. But I've heard all this talk about defunding and funding and putting money here and taking money. Well, you know what? We're forgetting about our kids. And our kids and the school teachers, they're the ones that need the money right now. They need it. Nah, half and half. They'll be all right. They can do half virtual, half in school. Really? All right. That's my rant for today. I'm out. Peace.